Hey guys, my name is Mitch with Langdon Tactical. Hopefully you've already seen all of the product videos announcing all of the new stuff that we've been working on and recently released. What I'm here to talk to you about today is kind of the lessons that we learned in this development process related to how we like to kind of set up our shotguns now after doing all of this testing and development. So the first thing that you see on these shotguns is we have the Beretta Patrol Forend, and really all three of the Forend options that we offer, the Beretta Patrol, the Zhukov, and the Midwest Industries, are all great and they all have their own strong suits. What a lot of us have come to like about the Patrol Forend is, first of all, the texture is really, really good. It's honestly a little bit too good sometimes. What we've kind of started to do on our own personal shotguns is before you take it out to the range, you might want to hit the texture with a little bit of sandpaper because it is really abrasive. It is gonna grab you and not let go. It's really good, especially if you are employing like a push-pull method of recoil control. It lets you hang onto the shotgun and eat up a lot of that recoil with your non-firing hand. So we really like it for that. It handles heat well, it's rigid. M-LOK is exactly where we want it to be, kind of out on the front. And then the way that it integrates with the LTT heat shield is something that we really like a lot. For optics, this is something where all of us, we kind of have our own opinions. So far, I have been pretty partial to the acro on here. I like it because it sits nice and low. We are able to get it really far to the rear. The glass is exceptionally clear, so you're not really having to deal with any distortion or significant parallax or anything like that. Ernest and a lot of the other guys really like the 509T because it has the selectable reticle. So one of the cool things you can do if you go circle only, or if you have the dot and the circle, is you can use the circle basically as a gauge for how far your buckshot is going to be spreading. So for example, if you're using a really good buckshot load like Federal Flight Control double-aught or something like that, if you have the ring selected on the 509T, you know that so long as you put that ring on a torso, say like a IDPA target or an IPSC target, so long as that ring can fit onto the target, if you've obviously proved this out, pattern it with your own shotgun, but you can generally have a lot of confidence that that shot column is going to be staying inside of that circle. So it's a really good kind of hasty way to gauge, is this a buckshot shot or is this a slug shot? Do you need to do like a slug select drill or something like that? Slings are another thing we've done some work on. Generally, we don't prefer slings on home defense shotguns, something that we're not living with, because it can be prone to, catching on things, snagging on things, but we do really like them when we're at the range. I know Ernest, if you have seen the video on the Ernest Blackout shotgun, his comes with a Magpul sling. These are really good. I personally have a whole ton of time wearing a Blue Force Gear sling, so we like those. The Flatline Fiberco slings are all really good. For connections, we have QDs on this shotgun right here because, if you're going to take it and put it basically by the nightstand, you can just disconnect the sling and have it be slick and then add it back on later. We have the Magpul QD on the front of this shotgun that comes on the Blackout. We've also messed around with the Kratos Design Group angled sling mount. That's really nice because it helps keep the front of the shotgun a little bit slicker and lower profile. All things that you can look at, try out, kind of see what you like. Lights are something that we did a pretty substantial amount of testing on, obviously, because that's kind of the backbone of the modular switch mount system and the Labyrinth cable management. What we learned about lights is all of them handle the recoil of a shotgun differently, and really the weak point of any light that you're going to be dealing with is going to be the battery. Well guys, I hope that this was helpful as you start to think about how to set up your defensive shotgun. If you have more questions, keep an eye out on this YouTube channel and also check out the Help Center on our website if you have any further questions.